Hi, everyone. Welcome to What a Week. Chris McKinnon here with John Keller. Per usual, I was not here last week.
Good to have you back.
Apologize. I was gone on a shoot, but glad to be back. We have a lot to talk about today, so let's jump right into it. Let's start with breaking down the Democratic debate.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is filmed on Thursday, so it happened last night.
Right.
What is your take on this? We had a lot of shots going at Bloomberg.
Yep.
Bernie seems to be a little bit on a roll.
Yep.
Elizabeth Warren kind of threw some good punches last night, had a pretty good performance.
Yeah, except once again, Elizabeth Warren is stepping on her own message. Remember, she came out on primary night at New Hampshire and was all about how she's going to be the unity candidate. Wednesday night, she shows up with a flamethrower and she's scorching everyone in sight. I don't see how that advances the ball down the field for her. Michael Bloomberg was a huge bust in this debate.
Yeah.
Whether he can put out the or cover over the damage with another 100 million or so of TV ads between now and South Carolina at the end of the month, we'll see about that. But he was stiff, he was robotic, and he was not prepared to deal with the obvious attacks that he knew full well were coming in. Very unimpressive. And Bernie Sanders just continues to skate. If this keeps up, he's going to be the Democratic nominee. And while I have a lot of respect for his evidently formidable political skills to get to this point, boy, he provides a mountain of opportunities for attack by the Trump campaign. So not a good night for the Democratic Party.
Very interesting. And we've got the caucuses, of course, Saturday, and then on to South Carolina. We get another debate on Tuesday night. So what do you think,
That's on WBZ.
On WBZ as well.
Tuesday night at 8. Yeah.
What are you going to be looking for as far as, candidates that are going to be falling to the rear of the pack versus accelerating then? How does someone recover at this point?
Well, You don't really. I mean, everybody saw Amy Klobuchar kind of surge into a solid third-place finish in New Hampshire, but if she shows up at all in Nevada and in South Carolina, I'll be surprised. It's really a little late for that. Bloomberg has to pull his act together. It was probably a mistake for him to even show up for this debate. He could have said, look, that's very nice. Andrew Yang can take my spot, or somebody else, or a Steyer. Let Tom Steyer take my spot. I'm not even on the ballot for another couple weeks. I'll show up when I'm on the ballot. But no, he was arrogant. He thought he could just walk in there and do well. He's got to do much better on Tuesday in the CBS debate.
All right, well, tune in, WBZ, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Tuesday night, live from Charleston, South Carolina.
All right. Let's talk about President Trump. Some controversial moves. We've had some sentences commuted, some pardons, whatnot. And obviously at a time when he's been criticized for potentially meddling in the DOJ a little bit. So what do you make of all this?
Well, it's nothing new. It's what we've seen for the last 3 years. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to say what he's going to say. There's Rod Blagojevich, the former Illinois governor, who tried to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat after he left office. And then, of course, became a Trump crony, appeared on The Apprentice and everything. And other pardons going out to wealthy swine who Trump is pals with or knows about. So, Trump doesn't care at this point. His appeal to his core base rests on his authenticity. What you see is what you get. And his ability to infuriate liberals and the media and the left. His core supporters just love that, as they're looking at more of the pug uglies that he pardoned there. And that's the hand he's going to play, that he's been playing all along. There's never going to be a pivot to something a little bit more restrained. The numbers don't seem to add up, but at this rate, with an avowed socialist leading the Democratic pack, I don't condone wagering on politics. I certainly wouldn't bet against him right now.
All right. Very interesting on the national stage. Let's talk locally. We have a Representative, David Nangle, who was arrested and indicted on some of these charges. Very serious allegations here. The U.S. attorney laying out a case against him. He had to resign from his committees, his leadership, but still sticking in there in the legislature.
Well,
as of
probably
now.
resigning from his post comes next. Of course, he's innocent till proven guilty. These are just charges, but you can sort of see where this may be headed. Yeah, using campaign funds to gamble and
pay your golf dues.
A bank fraud allegation, and apparently in one case, allegedly getting a contractor to do work that he didn't report as a gift. You know, this is sketchy stuff. He's been a well-liked member of the legislature, been around a long time. I had never heard a thing about, you know, you hear rumors about people, most of which we don't wind up reporting because they can't be verified. But it's a tough situation, and it's just the latest indication that U.S. Attorney Andrew Lilling is making political corruption his singular focus. You know, we saw with the Boston Calling case, which is now falling apart, but other prosecutions. It raises questions about why we don't see more of this kind of action from the state attorney general. And next time Maura Healey's here, maybe she and I can talk a little bit about that. But yeah, this is a big story on Beacon Hill because, as I say, this guy's been around for a while, was well liked, and you know, as they used to say in the old radio show, The Shadow, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. Innocent till proven guilty, though.
Of course. All right, John, thank you very much. Appreciate it as always. I know, I feel like we blew through those topics pretty quickly.
We haven't run out of beer in our country, have we?
Not yet. And I hear the price of wine is down, too, so we'll see.
Thank goodness.
All right. We'll see you next week. We're going to have a lot to talk about then, too. We'll have a whole other debate under our belt at that point and the Nevada caucuses. So we will see you next time here on What a Week.